WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is an emotional issue in Oktibbeha County. Just the possibility of selling OCH Regional Medical Center has people there divided. After months of debate and consultants and petitions, today the Oktibbeha County Board of Supervisors agreed to let the voters decide the next step. WCBI's Parker King was at that meeting and tells us more.
In a nutshell, we set an election date.
On November 7th, Oktibbeha County voters will decide if county supervisors have the authority to sell or lease the county-run hospital. The decision is being taken well by both the hospital staff and the Board of Supervisors.
Oh, I think it's great. I think a decision of this magnitude should be made by the people and not by 5 individuals.
It's a county-owned hospital, owned by taxpayers. I think at the end of the day, the taxpayer should be the one to have the say as to what happens going forward with the hospital out there.
OCH Regional Medical Center now has until mid-September to provide supervisors with data that potential buyers need. It's part of the RFP, or request for proposal process. Hospital administrators say some of the information is private. The county disagrees. So far, only 35% has been analyzed.
In order to put that request for proposals together, there has to be a certain amount of information released from the hospital. So that's what that discussion was about, and they're moving forward through that process of releasing that information.
We need probably in that 75–80% range to be able to really provide the potential respondents with enough information that they can make an informed response.
Again, that was Parker King reporting. Now, though there were no names released, there is a list of potential buyers for the hospital should the people of Oktibbeha County decide to sell. State lawmakers have checked the 2 biggest items off of their to-do list for a special session. The legislature has set budgets for the Department of Transportation and the Attorney General's office. The final numbers have not been released, but the items will now go to Governor Phil Bryant for him to sign or veto. Even though the major business is out of the way, the House is still in session as we speak, with several members of the Black Caucus asking for points of privilege to address Montgomery County State Representative Carl Oliver in open session about his Facebook post calling for those who would have taken down Confederate monuments to be lynched. Earlier today, Representative Sonia Williams Barnes, a Democrat from Gulfport, filed a resolution asking for Oliver's expulsion from the legislature. That motion did not move forward. A new $50 million development project could be on its way to Tupelo. The Tupelo Planning Committee met tonight to discuss the proposed project. If approved, the site will be a senior living facility called Pinnacle Point at Tupelo. The 2-story building will include 66 private living areas, and there will also be space for commercial and retail establishments. It will be located along North Gloucester Street, just across from Texas Roadhouse Restaurant. Several residents and nearby business owners voiced their concerns tonight about the project coming to the area. One of those is the site's proximity to Legion Lake. Some say they're worried about environmental safety and drainage issues. The committee ultimately decided not to make a final decision on the project. They voted to postpone until the next meeting so they can gather more information.
By tabling this item until next meeting, we'll be able to give Mr. Patel time to answer the questions and to come up with the answers, and also for the city planning committee or city planning organization, in order to have time for them to get some of these requested items about the runoff, the water, the elevations, and the property setbacks that they'll have.
And the next meeting of the committee is set for July the 10th. Time now to get a first look at our forecast. We'll turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson, who is watching the skies, especially over Hattiesburg tonight. Keith?
Yeah, we have some baseball going on down there. We've had showers and storms around here. Ominous skies in Okolona this evening, and you can see the rain really coming on down here in Tupelo. That was earlier. Some street flooding up there in many other locations in North Mississippi. You can see with a live view into Tupelo right now, still some rain coming on down. Let's go to our radar network. Tupelo, some steadier rain. The heaviest rain is falling apart a little bit, but still some steady rain from Bruce and Houston up towards Tupelo, and even a thunder shower west of West Point right now. More scattered showers and storms possible tomorrow, and then we'll dry it out. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Columbus police released this video of at least one man toting a gun through a yard. Now investigators need your help in a robbery investigation. Take a close look at this. CPD is calling the men persons of interest in an alleged robbery that happened back on May 13th. The apparent holdup happened near 14th Street and 10th Avenue North about 3:15 in the afternoon. In this surveillance video footage, you can see at least one of the men is armed with a rifle. It's unclear if the other is armed. If you know the two men in this video, please call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Meanwhile, a manhunt continues in Calhoun County for a suspected shooter who is considered to be armed and dangerous. Adrian Leon Golden is still on the run 5 days after he allegedly shot his girlfriend. The search has been focused on a heavily wooded area, and as our Jory Talley tells us, a special team has now been called in to help.
Sleep is a little bit tougher to come by in Calhoun County these days, all because of this man, 37-year-old Adrian Leon Golden.
It's just hard to go back to everyday life when somebody's on the run like that.
It doesn't make you feel comfortable. I've gone to extra, I'm just a little extra cautious than I ever was. You lock your doors behind you, you look, you're just constantly on the lookout for something strange that's in the area.
Bruce Police Officer Tony Sockwell says investigators believe the wanted man is still in the area.
We're still searching for him. We hadn't found him, hadn't got any new leads, but we're still searching. We've got a lot of agencies helping us, and we're going to find him.
The new week brings in a new search squad. The Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks Special Response Team.
All of our officers on this specialized team are trackers. They've all had dozens of hours in man tracking. And besides being used to the elements, knowing the elements, that's a huge advantage.
Another huge advantage the search team brings is technology.
We have a GSI specialist that's on scene with us, and he tracks each of our members, each footprint, as we travel through the wooded areas, and that adds just an extra line of safety for our officers in case anybody's injured or even the fugitive.
Captain Dale Bell says they'll be searching 150 acres off of Jimmy Beckley Drive and will be out for as long as it takes.
Long enough to satisfy the sheriff of the county and let him feel secure that if we find him there, if not, we can guarantee him. We can't guarantee that we'll find him, but we can guarantee every place we search, he's not there.
Again, that was our Jory Talley reporting from Calhoun County. Now, family members tell us the shooting victim, Kimberly Sisk, is still in stable condition at North Mississippi Medical Center.
Low clouds here in West Point right now. We have some rain falling out here west of West Point right now. You can see a pretty good thunder shower out there west of West Point, and some heavy downpours for you. Other locations still dry, but those rain chances continue tomorrow. The full forecast is next.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, tomorrow's another day, and as you would imagine, we have more rain in the forecast. Muggy air as well, 72 at 8, 79 at noon. Low 80s for many of us during the afternoon. A 50% chance for passing showers and thunderstorms. Some could produce some locally heavy rain. We've had that today. The activity we have out there right now will tend to fizzle and fade away for the most part later on this evening and during the overnight hours, but that chance of rain will continue and also into our day tomorrow. So my suggestion is just to have one of those umbrellas with you, just be on the safe side. Not every location will see the heavy rain tomorrow. The overall rain chance at 50%. However, rain is possible. And then we take that rain chance to 0 starting Wednesday, and that will carry us into the upcoming weekend. So we will start to dry things out. Some spots getting a pretty good soaking over the last 1 to 2 weeks around here. A big drying trend not too far away. Lots of sunshine, lower humidity, warm days, comfortable nights. Now this is how it looked in Tupelo this afternoon into the evening as those showers really built on up, and we've just had a lot of rain in some of these locations, very heavy rainfall rates, and some flash flooding issues, some localized street flooding issues as well. And you can still see that we have some steady rain from Tupelo to Okolona over here to north of Houston. We've cleared a lot of that out in Calhoun County, and is now falling apart in this general area, just some steadier rain. Farther south, where we have the yellows and the pink showing up from near Aberdeen, west and northwest of West Point to central Clay County, even a thunder shower out there. That is where the heaviest rain is in our viewing area. We've stayed dry so far this evening in Columbus, but this morning It was a soaker in other areas farther to the southeast. And there's Hattiesburg right now. Loving the dry weather. That's certainly good news, but there's some more rain off to the southwest. Let's just hope we can get that baseball game in this evening. Here's the big picture. You can see this unsettled weather down here in the deep south. Not too much happening up here across the Great Lakes or the high plains. That is with some drier air. We're going to kick out that deep tropical moisture and usher in this dry air as we get into the middle of the week. It's going to feel pretty nice. 83 for you in Tupelo tomorrow, 82 in Pontotoc. Farther south, upper 70s, low 80s, and over into West Alabama as well. We are looking at temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So that's our forecast for tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms possible. We'll dry it out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is looking great here for the end of the work week. Upper 50s Thursday morning and Friday morning, but pushing 90 degrees again, Andrea, for the weekend.
All right, thanks a lot. Local Greek organizations honor men and women who have made a difference in their communities. The National Panhellenic Council of the Golden Triangle hosted its second annual Hats Off to Heroes and Sheroes reception. The event honored community leaders from Oktibbeha, Lowndes, Clay, and Noxubee counties whose work has had a positive impact in their communities. It also allows MPHC to help deserving students in the Golden Triangle.
We also use it as a fundraiser. We sell ads to honor these individuals, and we take those funds generated and put back into the community to offer scholarships to 4 individuals.
Tonight's honorees were Dr. Walter Cunley, Dr. Velma Jenkins, Lisa Klutz, and Johnny Johnson. Well, the Tarps came off the field and they finally started playing baseball in Hattiesburg. So how'd the Dogs do, and will there be a very late game too? We'll find out later in sports. All right, we're back, everyone. No one wants vision loss, but what causes it? We learn about cataracts in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Bennett, an ophthalmologist on staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle, and I'd like to talk to you a minute about cataracts. The question arises often, what are cataracts? A common misconception is that cataracts are a growth over the eye, but in actuality, a cataract is a clouding of the natural lens of the eye that sits behind the iris and the pupil and that affects vision. Cataracts are the most common cause of vision loss in people over the age of 40 and are the principal cause of blindness in the world. Cataracts can be undetectable at first, but later grow to the point of causing symptoms. If left untreated, cataracts can cause visual impairment and can develop into legal blindness. A cataract can cause cloudy, blurry, or double vision. They may fade colors or cause a glare around light sources. Cataracts can also cause poor night vision and frequent changes in optical prescriptions. Whether day or night, cataracts can cause fixed dark spots before the eye. Rarely infants are born with cataracts, and some cataracts are due to certain medications or trauma, but the vast majority of cataracts are related to aging and are very common in older people. By age 80, more than half of all Americans either have a cataract or have had cataract surgery. A cataract can occur in either or both eyes. It cannot spread from one eye to the other. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, and we'll discuss risk factors and signs and symptoms of cataracts.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
The Bulldogs and Golden Eagles duke it out for a spot in the Super Regional Baseball happening past our bedtimes. We are live from Hattiesburg, next in sports.
DDI Sports with Tom Eppel.
Grab your midnight snacks and buckle in, folks. The All-Mississippi Regional Final is on to a winner-takes-all battle. WCBI Sports Director Robbie Donahoe joins us now live from the Pete with a live update. Robbie.
Tom, good evening. Boy, it was a phenomenal start for Mississippi State. Brent Rooker hitting a home run in the first inning, his 23rd of the season, but then the bottom of the first came. Southern Miss equalized with a solo home run of their own from Dylan Bordeaux, then added 3 more after that. And all of a sudden, Southern Miss has a 4-1 lead right now in the 3rd inning. Again, this is the winner-take-all regional final game as the Bulldogs won the first game of the day and did it pretty handedly. 8-1, got a great pitching performance from Jacob Billingsley through a complete game, just gave up 1 run. But now MSU's having to turn to Trey Jolly as Cole Gordon was pulled in the first. So the former North Pontotoc Viking, Bulldogs are going to need a couple big innings from him to still have a chance. We will recap the game coming up tomorrow. We'll also have an update on WCBI News Sunrise tomorrow morning as the Bulldogs hope to have one more win, a little more magic coming from the comeback hits. But for now, reporting live here in Hattiesburg, Robbie Donahoe, WCBI Sports. Tom, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Robbie. And Robbie mentioned a little bit, Game 1, Mother Nature showed a little bit of mercy on Monday as we were able to get Game 1 in. So let's show you how we got to this point at 10:30 at night of baseball. Bulldogs taking on the Golden Eagles, trying to stay alive. Southern Miss gets on the board first. This is Hunter Slater, slices one up the middle on Jacob Billingsley. This was one of 6 hits Billingsley gave up all night long. It'd be 1-0 Southern Miss before the Bulldog bats woke up. Here Jake Mangum connects, slices one past the third baseman. Gridley showing off the wheels on that wet dirt. He gets to the plate, so it's a tied ball game in the bottom of the 3rd, and then Josh Lovelady happened. He hits his first homer as a Bulldog, a 3-run juice to the left field fence. That's out of town, so 5-1 Bulldogs. And the bats stayed alive. Welcome back, Brent Rooker. Robbie mentioned it. Here's that 23rd homer of the year for Rooker. Plants one over the center field mark. They'd make it 7-1. And then the Bulldogs would lead 8-1. Billingsley had himself a gem. 124 pitches in his first career complete game. Gives up only 1 run. Bulldogs 8-1. They beat Southern Miss in Game 1. Bulldogs kind of hope Billingsley would be able to throw another 120 pitches, but we'll see what happens with Mississippi State. We'll be updating you here later on in just a bit, right here on WCBI Sports. So with some more baseball, thankfully indoors today, the Alabama Crimson Tide introduced Brad Bohannon as its new head baseball coach. Bohannon is joining the Tide after spending 2 seasons as an assistant coach with the Auburn Tigers. He was also named the 2015 Assistant Coach of the Year at Kentucky. Here's what Bohannon had to say about becoming the new man in charge of the Tide.
Everything that we do as a coaching staff is going to be about making sure that our kids get their college degree, about helping them to grow as men and hopefully one day be great husbands and fathers, and also to help them become the best version of themselves as a baseball player.
So an interesting tidbit about Bohannon, we were talking a little bit earlier. Bohannon, coach of Auburn, he's sticking with the team through the regional final. They were playing FSU tonight to see if they were going to go to a super regional. So weird little, he's with Auburn, he's going to Alabama, an odd Iron Bowl mix up there. But here's a quick update on Mississippi State.
All right.
1 on, no outs in the top of the 3rd. Robbie just talked about. We're going to have all these updates coming on through the rest of the night. Stay up with us. Follow him on Twitter. We're going to have it all.
He'll be up all night.
Yes,
for sure.
we all were. We'll all see what happens between Mississippi State and Southern Miss, and who's going to be going to punching their tickets to Baton Rouge. That's where either one of these teams will be headed.
Now, you were telling us earlier in the newsroom, explaining to us that if for some reason the game does get rained out, what happens?
So, interestingly enough, what I have seen, of course, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it rains out, Southern Miss advances due to an NCAA rule that the higher seed would advance.
No matter what the score is.
No matter what the score is. So hoping to get this game in, beat the rain. I hope
and
it
may
doesn't
the best team win,
exactly.
right?
Go 9 innings. Let's see who learns it.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with the last look at the forecast.
WCBI sports coverage of the NCAA baseball tournament Hattiesburg Regional is brought to you by Visit Columbus, the city that has it all, and OCH Regional Medical Center, advanced medicine, compassionate care.
Wet weather around here in northeast Mississippi, and as we check out our live radar network, you can see this rain activity still with us here. Still raining in Tupelo, northwest of West Point, some pretty good downpours in and around Aberdeen, too. Farther south towards Hattiesburg, a quick update. We're doing okay with the baseball weather.
Okay.
We'll see what happens with that actual baseball game. Here's our 7-day forecast, a chance of rain tomorrow, and then we'll dry it out. And pretty nice here with comfortable daytime and nighttime temperatures.
All right, don't forget municipal elections across the state in Mississippi
Big day
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Don't let the rain keep you away. That's the news at 10 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of the night.